Hey fellow collectors, today we're going to be talking about a DC Direct page punchers from the Flash comics, Gorilla Grodd. Now this is a big old mega figure from Gorilla Grodd, and it also includes a comic book in English language. So on the side here we have Gorilla Grodd, the Flash comic. On the back we have a picture of Gorilla Grodd with the comic that he comes with. On this side, DC Direct. So if I pull out my scale, get this guy up, turn it on, we see that Gorilla Grodd is coming in at 2 pounds, 7.2 ounces. So let's get him off of the scale and out of the box. Okay, now that we have him out of the box, we'll take a look at the card first. Here we have the card with the artwork from the comic book. Here is the data file. Please pause and read. So if we take a closer look at the comic book first, we see we have the Atom here with the Flash, Captain Cold, Heatwave, and Gorilla Grodd. So this is part of that line of page punchers. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and look at Gorilla Grodd himself. He has this nice stare at you. No pupils, but you know, pupils cost money. Nice looking fur. He even has a little torn cape. Nice details for the hair and the hands and those feet. Definitely a cool looking Gorilla Grodd. His arms can rotate around, come out to a nice T-pose. He has one bend in the elbow, and whenever you do, you get a little bit of darker hair under there before it was painted. Very stiff arm. He does have a peg hinge for the wrist here. Does rotate around. It doesn't come with any accessories other than the comic card. Now his head can look up pretty good. Down a little bit. Right and left. He does have these guards here on the top of his shoulder. These gap guards to fill in the holes. As far as ab crunch goes, he can pull right out. So we'll go ahead and put him back in. But does pretty good back and even forward. Got a little bit of gap when you move them forward, so just beware. As far as splits go, this is as far as he goes. Forward and back. There we go. He does have one bend in the knee here. Nice ratcheted. And he has a ratcheted hinge here for the ankle. Rotates around, forward and back. His peg hole is back here on the outside of his feet. So if I want him to do more of a gorilla pose, I have to definitely make sure that diaper lets him out of the way. Now his head doesn't move up that far, but we might have to bend these feet a little bit more. And he looks like he's more laying down than anything. So I can't really get him in a gorilla pose. So, but he is a nice posing figure nonetheless. Now if I get him back up to height specs here, get him back on the stand. And get him to where he'll stand up by himself as I hold him to make sure he stands up by himself. We see that he is coming in right at 8 and just between 8 and 3/4 and 9, so just a little under 9. So if I bring in the DC Universe Collect to Connect Gorilla Grodd, we can see how much of a height difference we have there. Very nice. Now this Gorilla Grodd could do a little bit more of a gorilla pose than he could, which is always nice. And then I have the DC Direct Gorilla Grodd. You're definitely a lot shorter than this Gorilla Grodd. Now if you're looking for the DC Multiverse Gorilla Grodd, you can still find him around. But you can also find this guy. This is the Injustice Gorilla Grodd. And you can see how they even stack up. And this guy's, you know, an 8-incher, so it's always nice to have another Gorilla Grodd. That way this is a Gorilla City guard now. That's Gorilla Grodd. You know, and this could be Sandoval or one of the other apes. So, like I said, you can find this Gorilla Grodd still in stores, or every once in a while I see him at Target. But I do see him online every once in a while too, discounted. So remember, shop around, like, subscribe, and keep collecting.